Call this meeting to order. Determined as a quorum present, Commissioner Wardlaw, Commissioner Vasquez, Commissioner Garcia, Commissioner Flores, and myself. Real quick before we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Glad to see you back, Karen. Missed you. And Larry's doing better?
He is. He's improving, and I'm hoping he'll make a complete recovery.
Okay. My wife's prayers are with you. Like I said earlier, he probably won't listen to me, but you have our prayers. Okay.
Thank you.
If y'all will please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. And Commissioner, the Honorable Commissioner Flores, if you don't mind.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank y'all. We do have minutes, so item 5, approving minutes, moved. Motion Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. Any comments? All in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Citizens' comments, I have none up front. No citizens' comments. And real quick, up here where the agendas are at, there's a sample ballot that the bridge is on there. 3 resolutions, and there's also right next to it up on the podium the elections. So if y'all want to grab a copy up there. Citizens' comments, there is none. Item 7, did not see it. No action needed. We're moving right along. Discussion possible action, set aside funds for the purchase of a property for a new fire station from available appropriations. The city, I think, is probably going to take this up. There was some language that was sent out.
Thank you.
Bless you. As far as concerns that they had on water, there's a piece of property, 2.8 some odd acres on 90 West. If you're going out and you, instead of going to 277, get on 90 West, you get past Fisherman's Headquarters, and there's like a tract of land between the back of Fisherman's Headquarters, and there's a high fence, like some storages on the right-hand side. This 2.8 acres is right before that high fence that the city owns. It already has a water well on it. We've offered them, we signed a contract with them, and they had some concerns over water, the county selling water off of it. So they've been writing restrictions or deed restrictions on it. It looks like this last draft that they sent us, we will be able to live with. I sent this out. David, I don't think you had any concerns.
No, Judge.
Okay. The restrictions that they wrote allows the county to use water as long as it's for county use, but just that the water well that's there, that we don't drill or use that water well. We don't drill on the 2.8 acres or use that water well to supply water, sell water to the public. It'd be for county use only, which we can live with that. The available appropriations, we have a line item in next year's in fiscal year 25-26. There is a line item under non-departmental that has $120,000 in there. Matt, do we need to take action now, or could we take action, would you, next meeting, in order to set that money aside if the court wishes? What would you rather have? Next meeting? Okay. That's where we would be receiving or taking most of the funds from, in order if the city moves forward with action to let us purchase that piece of property. Okay. So other than that, we'll bring it back. Just wanted to give the court information as to what's going on, but it looks like the purchase of that property is going to be possible. No action needed for that. Item 9, discussion possible action on approving applications for Child Welfare Board on the following individuals: Josue Venegas, Jennifer Martinez, Annette Flores, Alida E. Hilgerman. These are the names that the individuals from the Child Welfare Board presented to us, but they have to be approved by the court in order for them to be part of the Child Welfare Board. If y'all have any concerns, we can wait, or we can go ahead and have a motion.
They all go through a background check and everything, am I right, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'll make a motion that we approve, Judge.
Okay, I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Flores. Any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 10, discussion possible action on county projects, which include fire station, event center, gun range, that's going to be the pump station, Vega Verde water line, Comstock tank, and San Felipe Pastures booster pump, Comstock Community Center, and Bob Chavita Park. We can start with the fire station. There's going to be an item later on, under Melissa, that there was, some money set aside for that. And this fiscal year that we're in of $980,000. With that one right there, this paper right here was, y'all should have it. This one right here. Y'all should have it there, and we'll take action on that. But the fire station, we've already gone out, and awarded, $332,000 worth of bids out of $980,000. And there was some a water truck that was purchased there, and then the bed installation for another truck that we had bought. The width on the fire station with, this property that if everything works out right, that we'll be buying, it'll give us also, an entrance to the precinct 3 yard, also off of 90. So that one right there, like I say, there's already been contracts awarded to about $332,000. As soon as we end up with the property, we'll move forward with that one. The event center, there's already been contracts awarded on that. As soon as we get plans for the restrooms and the kitchen area up front, those will be brought back to the court and then sent to the committee, the Valverde Fairgrounds Committee, to see if they have any changes, and then brought back to the court to move forward with that. The gun range, we were, the bids went out. We've hired a contractor, JP Construction. The bid that came in is more than the amount of money that we have. But the difference in the amount of money between the contract and that we have a 2023 tax note that we borrowed money for the Stenigas Road, Chavita Park, Bob Chavita Park, and the gun range. There is about $1.2 million still left in that account after those projects, what we set aside for those projects. So the couple $100,000 that we'll need for the gun range would come out of those funds. So any questions so far? I know that, Carl, we've been going back and forth on the gun range trying to figure out when we can actually put a shovel in the ground. And still have not received an answer by the emails as to when we can start with the money that we've received from the state. As soon as we get that, then we'll move forward with that. Is that pretty much it? Okay. Escondido Pump Station. This one has been a little bit of a nightmare. We've gone out for bids. We went out for bid one time over $800,000. Then if there's an item on here to rescind that bid, we went out again for bid. That bid came in under $200,000. So we were visiting with that contractor. Then that contractor went out because there was not a building, there wasn't power, there wasn't this that he had bid on. At the end of the job, at the end of the last week's meeting, that project went to a little over $500,000. We have $355,000 set aside for that project. It went over $500,000, but in visiting with the city, and Carlos, you correct me at any point that I state the wrong things. In visiting with the city, they are going to help us get a company that will put in a booster pump and to help design and put in a booster pump for that for the Escondido project. It won't be a fire booster pump or anything having to do with fire, even though it's to boost pressure and PSI for the fire hydrants, but it's not going to be called that. It'll meet all the requirements. So again, we're going to go back out. There's an item on here to rescind one of the contracts on that booster pump. We will put it back out again for bid, and I want to thank the city for helping us with help design and come up with the name in order to get that done. Okay, the Vega Verde water line, all three of them, Vega Verde water line, Comstock tank, and the San Felipe pastures. We are waiting for, design. We will have later on in the agenda, if the court will give us permission to go out for bid once we get the design. But, we will need, to leave Carlos alone for a couple of weeks, at some point for him to get to where he can design this and doesn't have to play with me or anybody else. But he needs, I've been informed that he'll need, which is gonna be hard to give him 2 weeks, but, maybe a couple of days. But, he does need he did say he needed a couple of weeks to design the pump station, there in San Felipe Pastures. The tank in Comstock, to get that designed. I know that we already had a name of somebody that provides the tanks, the last time we talked about that. And it might be something that maybe we go out, maybe go to them and check and see if they're on the buy board or something, and maybe they can design and build. That way we can move forward. There is, linear feet, on the pipeline in Vega Verde. That one should probably be the easiest thing that you could tackle to take half a day. So that would probably be the easiest one to get going. All three projects are separate, so we don't need to go out for all three of them at the same time. As soon as we get one done, if we'll just go ahead and get that project, get the plans going, get them out for bid. Do y'all have any questions on that? I know that everybody's waiting on design, but, in visiting with Carlos last week, he will need a couple of weeks to get this done, with no interruption or maybe no future projects. We'll just stick with what we've got, but it will take a couple of weeks.
I got a question, Judge. Carl, where do we stand with the material for Vega Verde?
I'm sorry.
The material,
Which question?
the water line pipe, the material to do the water extension? I mean, that would be pretty easy because of the linear feet. So, there's no need for design or anything like that.
Well, it needs design, because at the end of the day, the state agency will look at that. They want to see the design. It has to be designed by a professional engineer that is licensed to do that in the state of Texas. Okay, so that is a requirement of the grant. I know it's not a very complicated project, but at the end of the day, Carlos will need to provide a document there, simple plans to install that.
I understand the design for that, but the linear feet will not change. That's what I'm saying. I mean, do we need to wait for a design to order the material?
Well, the design would dictate
I don't know, have a date. but-
your
I'm
unit.
just serious. I mean, do we have to wait for a design or can we go ahead and order the material?
My recommendation would be to wait, just wait a couple of weeks and, get to that point and then put it out for bid. It'll be just a material bid, yeah,
Okay.
for fire hydrants, pipe, valves, service connections and that, yeah. That'd be my recommendation.
Thank you,
All right,
Carl.
Carl, thank you.
The community centers, we were doing work out at the community center. I know we repainted, laid floor one time, but the colors were off. Did you get a new floor? All the way?
Not yet.
Okay. That would be something, Commissioner Wardlaw, if you don't mind looking into. I know that we ordered it. Melissa, the flooring out in Comstock, we were ordering all the flooring again, for the flooring in Comstock because what they ordered were different colors and then they laid it. So where are we at on that?
I'm not sure. I'll have to check with Karina.
Okay, if you don't mind, maybe get with, Commissioner Wardlaw,
Okay.
to see if where it's at. That way we can move forward with that. I know that, we had some issues with AC, we had issues with painting, the flooring, and I know the painting, the AC, and some of the tiles, ceiling tiles were done. Well, they even did the flooring, but it's two different colors. But if you don't mind, get with Commissioner Wardlaw,
Okay.
to see what we need to do to get that one done. The Bob Chavita, part, also, we received $2 million and change from the state, or from the federal government, not the state. Tony Gonzalez had a big part in that. And then the court set aside another $2 million for your project. So we've got a little over $4 million, there. And then the conversation, I saw the email today that where you were asking what was going on.
Yeah.
And she said that she'd get back with us.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I just thought, just out of courtesy, I contacted the HUD office in San Antonio. The end of the 15-day comment period was last Friday. We submitted on September the 3rd, so we started counting on September the 4th. 15 days after that was Friday. And so, we're just sitting on a go, but we're waiting on them to actually release the funds for the project according to the environmental document that we submitted to them. The lady said she would get back to us, this week. I was hoping we'd get an email from her before the meeting. I just looked just before we all started the meeting, but anyhow, we're just sitting on go. They haven't asked for anything, but at the same time, we hadn't gotten the green light. So we're just pending. Yes,
But
sir.
our environmentals, according to the emails and according to what you've been sending and she's been sending back, everything's there.
Right.
So at this point, they've got the ball. They just need to
Yes,
figure
sir.
out what to do with it.
That is correct.
And the lady that we're dealing with, I mean, she's been very, very helpful.
They've all been very helpful. Judge.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they were a nice bunch of ladies up there working the project.
You have any questions?
No, we're just waiting.
And I don't know, you had a meeting with, did you talk to the city yesterday?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay. If you'll let us know, because we might have to do something.
Tomorrow at 9:30.
Okay. Well, if you'll let us know, that way we know if we can do something, dirt, no dirt, whatever, because that would help.
Okay.
And we have another deal here later on Rafter R, that might be something else, so we take some dirt or whatever. Because
Judge,
how many, yeah,
no, go ahead.
it was 14 acres, 13 point something, 14 acres. How much dirt did we calculate the other day? I didn't write it down.
Is the dirt coming from the?
No, just how much dirt did we need? It was 14 acres. If we put 6 inches on it, well,
It was like 24,000 cubic yards?
there you go. So it's, what came to my mind, I won't say. It's a lot. So that would help.
So you were thinking from that project, Judge, save the town
We
some money?
need to, it would help if we ended up with some usable dirt for this project and not have to go out and buy a bunch of dirt.
Great.
And sort of kill a couple birds with one stone. But it would be something to look at. Okay, I'm sorry, Commissioner.
Cinegas Road project.
The Cinegas Road project, we are right now with, already have the design, already have, I guess, probably 90-some odd % of the plans done. We asked for a survey to be done on a piece of property that we're probably gonna have to purchase. The survey was done, we went out Friday, Carlos? When did I call you? Friday? We went out and looked at it on Friday to figure out if it was already staked, and that way I could get a better idea of what was there. The property had been surveyed. There's an item later on this agenda to go out for somebody to appraise the property, and we need to get permission from the court to hire an appraiser. That's what we're gonna be waiting on, in order to be able to move forward. Okay, but everything else, I think everything else is done by what I looked at, right? Storm drain, all that's been decided. The city actually also said that they would be, again, you correct if I'm wrong. The city also said all the meetings that we've been having with them was that they would take their proposed main trunk line and put it further north or west of the drainage that we would be putting in, which that way they would only have to cross it once and not have to cross it 3 times. They're pretty close. So the city did work with us in realigning their main trunk line that comes from the plant on Frontera that goes up through Buena Vista area, goes through the duck pond and all that. So there is an item on the agenda right now to go out to hire somebody to do an appraisal on a piece of land in order to be able to move forward with it. And how many more hoops do we have to jump through? We're there, right? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They did complete the traffic control portion of the project.
Oh, it is?
It is.
It is, right?
Yeah. The only thing I think we're lacking right now to figure out where we're gonna do the drainage, and once we do this one, we'll go talk to there's 2 landowners that we're gonna have to deal with. So if we can get this finalized, then we can go to the second landowner and begin that process to see what it's gonna take to get something to go through their property. That way the water goes through two different landowners. Y'all got anything else? It's like a lot of stuff going on. Sir?
The county should hear something in October on the sidewalk.
Okay, all right, that's another $1 million, or a little bit less, 900 and some odd $1,000. What, Mr. Esther's bringing up is, the county set aside, borrowed $6 million for Cinegas Road, or Leonel Boulevard, and within that, we applied for a grant, a little less than $1 million to do sidewalks starting from right underneath, right as soon as you pass the underpass there on Leonel Boulevard, where the city limits start, to go from there and put a sidewalk only on one side of the road, hopefully all the way down to the duck pond, to help with traffic. And this morning I almost hit a lady leaving, pushing a baby. But we'll see what happens. I think we've already gone through 2 rounds. I sat in on one. I think y'all did the second round, so it's already passed in 2 rounds.
Supposed to hear something in October.
Okay. All right. That help?
Yeah, we, have plenty of better support from the community, especially from the industrial park and the residents from Ciénegas, Chaparral, and Vega Verde. Yes, sir.
Okay. Y'all have anything else? Y'all good? Commissioner, you good? One of the projects that, we're gonna need to do a better job, advertising, the library. The library out on, Tony Foss, on Chapoy, what's the address, 320? 315 East Chapoy. That library's been open for months now, and it's starting to pick up steam, but we need to get the word out that it's there. The library?
He and I talked about that, and I have a little plan that we're gonna get together on that.
Yeah, and if we need to spend some money on advertising with both papers, I think it's important that people understand that it's out there. And then all the other projects that are ongoing, I'll bring an item back, next Commissioner's Court. We have people, when we have meetings, we're sort of landlocked or room locked to have meetings because you can only put so many people in a room. And one of the concerns was that at this facility, there's a couple rooms available that maybe we furnish the facilities in order to be able to have meetings when we have 20, 30 people come in, that we have a facility in order to host them. So that'll be put on the agenda
I
next.
ordered some new I got with Alexa, picked out some banners, so we'll be getting with Ms. Melissa, Judge, on some new banners that I wanted to, just to advertise that branch library a little bit more.
And later on in here, we have, when I get to it. Do I have anything else? We're good? Commissioner?
Good.
I'm good.
See? You got her blank look. Is it okay?
I'm good.
Oh, I ain't boring you. All right. Well, no action needs to be taken on that. I hope that all that information helped. It's just a lot, but either way. Item 11, we'll wait, for a representative to show up. Item 12, discussion possible action on accepting the Purdue, Animal LP, Shackler Family Settlement. And there is another, deal that we'll talk about later on in executive, another opioid. But this one here, we brought it up. There is some money already coming towards us. Sorry, 40,000, right?
Is that the one we had discussed previously in the
Yes.
write-up?
Yes. And in saying that, this money that's coming in, did we need action on this?
I think we'd already taken.
We had.
To accept it, so.
So, the money that's coming in, we talked about that the commissioners are partnering with a group, to do,
Child safety.
child safety seats. Yes, thank you, David. And that was one of the recommendations from the court, was maybe we use those funds, to do more, or, to try to help.
And
But
Judge,
it's-
the amount was about, what, 30 or
It was
50,000?
about 38.
30,000, am I right?
something like that.
Dollars?
Maybe around 40, 37 to 40.
Yeah.
In that range.
I said 38 to 40 and my attorney corrected me. It's 37 to 40. But either way, once we get these funds in, we'll put another item on the agenda to bring it back to the court, and maybe we can, hand out some of these child, safety seats, at the precincts. Okay. No action. Discussion possible action on an election contract with the city of Del Rio. They're working through, I put it on, just so we can have, so y'all understand what's going on. They voted on their tax rate. They passed their tax rate. Then what they did, they need to go redo, not to throw rocks at them. So they're redoing that this afternoon. The county does not have a tax rate from the city of Del Rio in order to be able to send out, tax statements. Okay. The question was asked by the individual that prints ours and does that for them, if we could take that out of the equation. They said it would be possible, but it would be a nightmare, and then it would cost more money and this and that. So if y'all are okay, because at this point, we're already there, we'll wait for them to pass their tax rate tonight, hopefully pass their tax rate and budget. If they do that tonight, we should have something tomorrow. Then the tax statements should go out, in a couple of weeks. All right, if everything works out. The appraisal district had already done their freeze to freeze. Did I get that?
Yeah, freeze, refreeze.
Yeah, that one. Freeze, refreeze. So they're gonna make them go cold and then make them go cold twice. So the appraisal district will do that, and then, we should be able to send out, our tax notices. So when we get the phone calls that how come the county's not sent out tax notices, we tried, we didn't, we couldn't, we're gonna wait. And the contract with the city, I believe that it's in our best interest probably to look at, somebody else, the company that does, that helps us, send out statements, to make sure that next year, if this happens, that we have time between now and then to make sure that we can send out 2 different types of statements. It'll give us a year to prepare for it. If we have to wait on them, let's go ahead and send them out, and then whatever the cost is to resend them, we'll just add it to whatever the city's bill is, because the contract allows that. But I don't think it would be in our best interest, and I definitely don't think it'd be in the city's best interest not to, work with the city. I don't think for what we get paid, they would be able to send out tax statements. Yeah, we'll just have to mess with it, but if y'all are okay, I think, Lily, we need to go ahead and get with our vendor to make sure that if this happens again next year, we don't have this problem. Yes, yeah, we have a whole year to play with it. Is the court all right with that?
Yeah, I'm talking about collection contract, because it says here, election contract.
Yeah,
Kinda
collections.
Threw me for a minute there.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's collection.
Okay.
And that would be my bad, because I'm the one that voted. Yeah, it's not elections contract, it's collections contract. Thank you, Commissioner Garcia. That's all I have, if y'all are okay with that. You okay?
Do I want to table that until tomorrow morning and then bring it back after the city takes whatever action tonight?
Well,
If need be.
we can, and see if we need to talk about it. Okay. Do y'all mind tabling?
Motion to table, Judge?
Thank you.
Second.
Commissioner Vasquez and Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Representative, Eddie Morales just walked in, and we're gonna go to item 11, discussion possible action on projects that may require assistance by our Honorable Representative Eddie Morales, and presentation by our Representative Eddie Morales. Thank you so much for joining us today, and his lovely wife. And is she with you?
Sonia Moreno.
Sonia Moreno? Yeah, she's looking at me. All right. Thank y'all for coming. If y'all don't mind, walk up and we'll visit. Yeah, if you don't mind.
Judge, Commissioners, good afternoon. Good to see so many familiar faces. I know you are at work, and we're here, on behalf of the state, to let you know that we ended up in the top 10%, which means the top 15 on the Texas House floor of the most bills that we were able to pass this legislative session. So it hopefully shows the commitment that we have to House District 74 and to every one of the communities that we represent in the 11 counties. As you know, Judge, we have had discussions since 2020 about how important it is what you all do here right now during the interim to make sure that you start figuring out what the important issues are for the community so that we can start working on them right now. In the interim is when we can draft legislation, is when we can have our staff ready to go in addressing the needs from the city, the county, and the school. We just met with the school. And so we hope that you all, hold your workshops soon, hopefully before November, so we can start getting this information as far as what your priorities are. Because no one's going to understand and know your communities better than you all as far as what the community is expecting from the state. And we're here. You let us know how we can be of help. You know that our office, which is your office, is always open there at the Austin Capitol and always accessible, as well as our staff.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you, and Ms. Moreno too. She's been sending emails back and forth. I want to thank both of y'all, and I thank you for taking the time to come. We moved this meeting, this Commissioners Court meeting, today because we thought we knew you were coming in and trying to work around y'all's schedule. That way, in case the commissioners had a concern, we could voice them all together.
Yes, sir.
Or projects, not concerns, projects. That way we wouldn't end up with a rolling quorum and then I get in trouble.
Yes, sir.
But I do want to thank you for taking the time to come and visit. Commissioner Wardlaw, do you have any projects that you might want to see? I know that you're...
Well, one concern I have is on Texas highways. The roadside parks have outlived their usefulness. And this is ironic that I'm the one bringing it up because my great-grandfather actually put in the first roadside parks in the state of Texas. But they were brought about during the Depression, and so people had to pull over to eat. They couldn't afford to eat in restaurants. That's what the roadside parks in Texas are for, is from the era of the Depression. Now they're just dump sites, and I think they need to be removed and returned to grassy banks, grassy bar ditches on the sides of the highways. Mm-hmm. For example, when the park that was there in my precinct, it's been there for a long time, Montana Park had trash cans. And my father, before me, put in a new park, Cosmos Park, and they didn't have any trash cans. And I observed in the city parks, as well as his old park, the illegal dumping that occurred because of the trash cans there. So I told him, you can either take out the trash cans in Arteaga Park, or I'm going to do it when I get into office. And he did it before I got there, and all the illegal dumping has stopped. Mm-hmm. And those trash cans and roadside parks are just invited. And I mean, there's mountains. Some of it I see in Precinct 2 because that's where I go to the ranch over here with Commissioner Vasquez. It's not his deal. He can't stop them from dumping. But I know that there's Precinct 2 has a bunch of them. Precinct 4 and 3 have them down Highway 90 West.
Have you visited with the TxDOT director for this area to see if he can facilitate any of that? Has there been discussion?
Me and the judge and the sheriff, we visited with him, so something that we're working on maybe within the next 6 months or so. We'll find out, we got hunting season coming along, see how that's working out. Mm-hmm. TxDOT removed the barrels off of the rest areas, so now they're back again. I noticed that a couple of weeks ago, so hopefully we can visit with them here.
Please let me do it if you can provide a list of the actual parks that you feel are, in violation or have issues.
Yes, sir.
If you can send it to you have our house email. If you can send it to us, our chief of staff has direct access to that. You can address it to me directly. He'll have access and we can jump on it so we can coordinate with TxDOT and make sure that we're addressing it.
And I'm not just bringing it up because you're in here. I have a big illegal dumping problem in the whole precinct, so I'm addressing it in all aspects.
And Representative Commissioner Vasquez just brought up a point. During hunting season is when we get really hammered, especially out on 277. That's one of the parks in Precinct 2 that we've always had issues.
North of Loma.
Yeah, we get everything in their grandma dumped out there.
Wow.
You name it, it'll be dumped.
Yes, sir.
But either way. Commissioner Vasquez, do you have anything?
You know what, Judge? I think it's a perfect time to bring it up to Mr. Morales. Mr. Eddie, so I've been in business. I do have a tow company, but I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of businesses, and then I might even chime in a little bit here with the sheriff. Mr. Morales, so here in the state of Texas, of course, and I'm talking as a commissioner, but also as a regular Joe Blow constituent, we've done so many accidents, and I think maybe something that the state of Texas is working on right now, so I've noticed a lot of articles out there. We have these big, 18-wheeler, companies, that are going down the road, all of a sudden they have an accident, and, they end up rolling over. And then what's happening, Mr. Morales, is their insurance companies, and these, they're not picking up the tab as far as the cleanup. So all of a sudden, we've got big accidents in the county, and they've happened in precinct 3 and in precinct 2 and precinct 1. And, so all of a sudden, we've got all this big old mess that we, the county and also as business owners, we're having to deal with, and these insurance companies are not being held accountable for a lot of these cleanups that, we literally spend $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 out of our pocket. And then, of course, we gotta answer to the sheriff, we gotta do the cleanup. So we're at a point where, well, wait a minute, we've got these big insurance companies that are just leaving the accidents with no insurance. And we, the county and the constituents are stuck up with a big old mess.
We were having similar issues in the city when I represented the city of Eagle Pass on some incidents. We developed a process by which the cleanup costs were documented, well documented, and then we would draft a letter to the insurance company. More than likely, we will have the information of the insurance company because of the police reports that are generated that have that information, and we started having success with insurance company. Remember, they have liability and they also have property damage, and under the property damage clause, they're supposed to reimburse any expenses that are associated with that. Now, I'm putting Mr. Martinez here on the spot, but I've been able to work well with him, and I happily be able to sit down and with him and his staff and see if we can develop some sort of plan, and also maybe a state rep letter also from our state rep letterhead, pushing this a little bit further with those insurance companies. These folks pay those premiums for a reason. And what we're seeing is so many times when you go because of an incident or an accident and people need to be reimbursed for the costs, we're seeing that insurance companies are not doing what they're supposed to. And I think that it's time that we hold their feet to the fire and that we just ask them that they do. You're right, these are public taxpayers' monies. They have every right to believe that you and every one of you in Commissioner's Court is working hard to make sure that these monies are reimbursed to them so that then they can go into viable and good projects for the community that stay here, not to clean up those costs that you all had nothing to do with.
Yeah, we just had one there with the sheriff a few months ago, big mess company out of Eagle Pass, Mr. Eddie, and never paid a dime, and we ended up.
Well, there's still time. You haven't run out of your statute of limitations. I'd love for that to be the first one that we can actually move forward. And if you forward the costs that were associated with that cleanup to Mr. Martinez, my staff and I will work with him to make sure that the insurance companies do right.
Thank you, Mr. Reddy. One last thing. We've got 2 parks that are growing day by day, down Dolan Creek Road and Myers. Anything, anything that we could do for the state parks, that would be awesome. Those are in my precinct.
So we appropriated millions of dollars for parks this last legislative session, and including water-related, the big water bill. There was, I think, if I remember correctly, over $20 billion that were appropriated. It doesn't even start hitting at what the state as a whole has to do for this additional water source that we're trying to get, a salination plant out there in Corpus. But I think with these, the water park had some, the water bill had some wording in there where possibly local governments could access funds for parks to make improvements. And then also the legislation itself for parks that we appropriate funding. What I've done in the past, and I think that you've been a recipient of that as well as everyone in here, is that we will send links to applications that the state has now had so that your team, your folks who write up the grants or folks who fill out those applications can then move forward on. We'd be happy to do that again with this last legislative session. I know of another community, Reeves County, that asked for something similar, so I've got my staff working on those links, and it's just a matter of forwarding it to you all. Some may apply, some may not. but at least it gives you a point of which state agency to go to and start that process of applying for those funds. The funds are there, and you'll be surprised as to how many times we talk to these state agencies only to find out, well, we allocated so much for the South Central Texas down on the border, and we still have that money because nobody has applied for it. And then it ends up going to another part of the state.
We got our grant right here, Mr. Carl Lesser, so I'll touch base with Mr. Carl. And thank you for being here today, Mr. Eddie.
And I thank you also, Commissioner, because I think you've been one that has repeatedly been up there to our offices, and I enjoy visiting with you, and it shows the commitment that you have also to Valverde and the community, so thank you for that.
Commissioner Garcia.
Yeah. Well, first off, I want to thank you for how Sonia is very engaging with Comstock. She's been there twice. We're trying to organize a third visit. First time ever we've had a representative from the state representative engage with the community of Comstock. So thank you to you and to her. She's doing a great job for you. The first meeting we had, she engaged with the people from the community, from the school district, from the water district there, and they had all their concerns, and she's followed up with most of those, well, pretty much all of those. There's the two main issues that we have is Highway 163 and 1024 are in extremely poor condition. And if you venture out while you're driving to the west part of the district and you want to take a little field trip up those roads, the further north you go, the worse they get. And the shoulder is crumbled away. You have a steep drop off and you end up easing towards the center of the road the more you drive, until the point where you're actually driving down the center of the road because you can't venture to the shoulder. And we have Comstock school buses going up and down that road. And then during deer season, we have big trucks with trailers and all this stuff going up both of those roads. And TxDOT has promised that they're going to work on these things. They have huge piles of material that, according to the locals, has been there years. TxDOT says no, but if you were to go look at it yourself, it makes you wonder when you look at the material how long it's been there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could just follow up with that. And then on 163, there's an area about 2 miles north of town where TxDOT keeps material, and it's become a dump site. There's construction materials, there's garbage bags with dead animals. It's filthy. And we've asked about cleaning it, and we get delay. I'm sure they have a reason. I just think, it's been long enough. I mean, it's been years that mess has been there, and it gets bigger and bigger, and it just invites more dumping.
Yes, sir.
So
I agree with you, and we will get with TxDOT immediately.
Yeah, and Sonia's after me for another visit up to Comstock, so we're going to do that. And if you ever want to go to Comstock, you're very welcome.
Yes, sir. She's been doing a heck of a job, as you know. Sometimes as public servants, we have to wear, different hats. And today I'm on my third hat. The tortilla factory in the morning, the law firm on the road, and right now, the state rep.
This is the one that pays you really well, right?
She's been invaluable. She's amazing. We've known each other for a number of years. Our kids grew up together. We're on the same basketball team. My son graduated from law school, and he's at our 95-member law firm in our San Antonio office. And Sonia's son is right behind as a second-year law student at St. Mary's.
Wow.
So we're very proud of our children and Sonia's hard work. I appreciate what you say, and this has just been repeated of both the Nico Pass and here in Del Rio of the stories that I hear about how well Sonia's working. So again, I hope that shows the commitment that we have to representing you all. And please let us know. I've been there to the gym. I addressed them, I think 2.5, 3 years ago.
Okay.
When we got invited to Comstock. Be happy to go back up there. It was the gym was full of the people and families and the parents and the students. So yes, I'll take you up on that. And again, thank you also, because I know that you've also been up there to Austin and voiced your support for your community.
Thank you.
You good?
I'm good.
Commissioner Flores.
Mr. Morales. Good afternoon. How you doing, sir? Haven't seen you in a while.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I've got a question. How much money is available for this area for projects? More or less, give or take.
You mean
Yeah,
Del Rio, Valverde?
Yeah,
And what type of
Valverde,
projects?
Merritt County, I mean, your district.
So, when we pass legislation, we just pass in terms of millions or billions of dollars.
So you don't have a lump sum
I cannot
for
tell
this one
you,
area?
yes, Maverick has X number, Valverde has X number, or Reeves, unless I pass specific legislation.
Yes, sir.
As an example, the city of Eagle Pass was, as you know, had Shelby Park downtown. The governor unnecessarily, we feel, took over that area without any due process, without any advance notice to the city or to the constituents. This is public lands and just basically cut off access to them. They were supposed to have an event there for the eclipse, and they ended up running over a $2 million deficit. So what we did is we worked with the state and with those in the appropriate committees so that we were able, on the House, be able to do a line item specifically to the city of Eagle Pass for $2 million in reimbursement monies. When it got to the Senate, they shaved off $1 million. And so the city ended up only with $1 million, but that's still $1 million more than what they had at the start. If there's any specific projects that you or any of your commissioners have that I can address at the state level, I'd be happy to do that. Commissioner Martinez and I worked this legislative session when, because of him, he was able to note to me some deficiencies with sexual assault and the process that it takes here, and the fact that we need, remind me again of the type of special nurse?
Same.
Yes, same.
Well, I was,
And we were able to specifically appropriate funding for Valverde, and it was only, I wish I could take, or my staff could take all the credit, but it really belongs to Mr. Martinez to point it out.
I was hoping to hear a dollar amount figure, available, but I do have some projects concerning inside my precinct, and a couple of roads in the industrial park. As you know, the industrial park generates tax dollars for the county, and it employs a lot of people for maquiladoras. And I've got two low water crossings. One is Duck Pond Crossing on Shannon Road, and then the other one's the Old Ferry Road. They're literally low water crossings. I mean, they're not a bridge or anything like that. I like to target those two low water crossings, and then there's two roads in the industrial park, which is Finnegan and Johnson Boulevard.
Finnegan, and what was the second one?
Johnson Boulevard.
Johnson. Okay.
And the reason I bring this up is, we get plenty of money for our budgets to operate during the year, but not enough to tackle a big project like that.
Yeah.
Because that runs into millions of dollars.
Yes, sir.
So if you can help with them, I'm gonna really appreciate that. Bring some money to Leavenworth County, that would be great, really great. Not just for me, but for the other commissioners. Whatever is more of a, how can I say it? Something that's more important than the other project, well, let's tackle that project. Which in precinct 2, 1, or 3, or in my precinct.
Yeah. So first, we're gonna send the link to all of y'all, so that you can see, work with your grant writers and those that sent in those applications for those monies, to see what may apply and what may be helpful that's already out there for you.
Okay.
Second, what I would ask that you do, and busy, as you know, in my comments to the judge, we really need you all to have a workshop so that you can discuss what the legislative priorities are. You need to throw those things that you mentioned into the pot during the workshop discussion so that they hopefully make it to that list of priorities that you want. You may start off with 50 of them, and then you start narrowing down as to what is really important or what's going to get the most bang for the buck, right? And so then when you send me that legislative priorities, then we're able then to address it with state agencies, and if necessary, if they don't have an answer or if they don't have funding, then that's when we start working with those that in the state that help us draft the bills so that we can try to get you that money. So I would ask that you address it at the workshop and bring these things up if for some reason those links that we sent don't seem to address the needs that you need.
What projects are more easy to bring money in that the state will look at as a priority to them to finance? Would it be state roads, county roads?
So if it's a state, TxDOT will get involved, if it's a state road. If it's a county road, what we do is pass legislation that appropriates X amount of billions of dollars for all local governments. And then it's up to you to sell them at the state agency with why your project is in need and why it should meet that criteria to get funded. We don't deal with down at that as a state official. More of what we do is just basically allocating funds, and then it's up to you, the local governments.
But there's plenty of money out there, right?
There's a ton of money that we appropriated, and so any water-related issues right now, for example, in working with the city, they have a number of water-related issues also, and improvements that they need.
The city has water issues?
Yes, sir.
How about sewer?
And sewer, and drainage issues. And so we're all, during the legislative session, they visited us at least 2, if not 3 times that I can recall.
And John lent them some money already.
We've been, yes, but that was from
So
the
thank you.
previous session.
Representative Yates, Proposition 4, I believe, is your water bill on here.
That, and we also have the property tax relief. If you're looking at the constitutional amendments, you should highly encourage everybody to go out there and vote. I know that it just came from the school, so there's a bond issuance as well. That's going to be on the November ballot.
You good?
Thank you, sir, for that input.
I
Be happy to
appreciate
work
you
with you and your
for
team,
listening to my concerns.
and happy to move forward and make
We
sure
will
that
put
we
an item on the agenda to have part of our regular meetings to have a workshop, and then send you legislative items that we believe are important for Val Verde County. We'll do that.
And what that does, Judge, as you know, because you take action as a legislative body, and you send us then that resolution where you put out the top 5 or the top 10, what that helps me with is when I'm laying and I'm doing the same thing in front of the committee, that I'm having to lay out the bill, one of the first questions that usually is asked after I lay out what my bill is going to do, the committee members of other colleagues like me will say, is the local government in support of this? And I love being able to pull up and showing that resolution that it had a majority or unanimous vote, and this is what the local community wants, because that's what they are trying to look for. Not that this is some sort of pet project of one particular commissioner or of the state rep, but that it has the consensus and the support of those at the local level.
One of the things also, I know that we received a grant for drivers for our Veterans Office to get them, San Antonio to Eagle Pass to Social Security's office, and just appointments even within. But if you hear something else that we can go after for our veterans, I would greatly appreciate it.
As you know, I was here in the last Veterans Parade, and they took the time to describe to me what they do here, which I thought was amazing compared to the concerns that have been expressed to me in Eagle Pass. And so they were even willing, the coordinators here, where his name escapes me, but he was willing to tell me, and we put them in touch with the folks in Eagle Pass that run the veterans there, because what you guys are doing for veterans is outstanding, and I want to applaud you for it.
And I'm glad you brought that up. I appreciate you bringing that up. I will tell you that I asked Enrique, Mr. Trevino, to come today for the simple reason that I'm going to go ahead and lead with that. Over the last, I guess, last several months, but mainly over the last couple of days, Mr. Trevino, we've had a lot of people come in and thank me and thank the court. And so I want to thank Commissioners Court. First of all, I want to thank you because we do get a grant to help with the drivers from the state. And I want to thank this court for providing the tools to Mr. Trevino and Gloria and his staff, and after everything's said and done, it doesn't matter what's given to the department. It's still upon the department to go make it happen. So, Mr. Trevino, I want to thank you. I really do.
There you go, Mr. Trevino. Yes.
I want to thank him. In the last couple of weeks, we've had a lot of people come in, and I told you this last week. We've had a lot of people come in the last couple of weeks trying to thank us as a court, but it's on you, and we greatly appreciate it. And Mr. Morales, all of us doing our part helps take care of our veterans. So I want to thank you, sir.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we all know, Judge, I mean, we all bleed the same color, and this goes beyond party lines, and it's about doing the right thing, especially for those that have sacrificed and have done the most. And I have a number of friends and a number of family members that are veterans and served, and to know and to see what their families also go through whenever they get, stationed somewhere. To see the National Guard, they come visit us, for example, at the tortilla factory, and to hear some of their stories if they've been away for 6 months or a year from
It's
their
your
family.
tortilla factory, right?
Yes, sir. I
Just
own
saying,
it.
go ahead and plug it. Yeah. Doing a good job.
My feet are hurting so much over the last 3 months that I've been working on my work week that you're like, man,
if you don't
what's
mind.
harder, the law firm or the tortilla factory?
If you don't mind, Mr. Morales, we could get a picture with you and Mr. Trevino. Y'all want to come up too? And Sonia? Sure, don't mind. Y'all come on up. Thank you. Sure. 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 Just stand in the middle.
Hello.
Good to see you. Good to see you again. Good to see you.
Yeah.
My wife.
Mr. Morales, if you don't mind, get over here with Eddie and.
Y'all know my wife, right? Yes?
Yes. I don't want to get over
Better have her.
Thank you. Oh, okay. There we go.
Is that okay?
Thank you, Judge. Do panoramic.
Joe Frank, can you come over here by? You're sort of in the shadow.
Yeah, why you're back?
You're hiding. You don't want to hide. There we go. Perfect. All right, everybody over here and smile. 1, 2, 3. One more. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the honor, Judge. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I know, you're right, man. I know, next time, I always.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Eddie, but the judge.
We do have one.
I met his tortilla factory once a week.
Yeah, yeah. I'm counting the absences on there, all right? I'm just going miles.
I'd like to show you around, precincts. We have facilities that could be upgraded.
A number of meetings left there, but we'll coordinate and make sure everything is. Yes, sir. Anything else?
I'm sorry.
Judge?
Did y'all have anything else for me? Y'all good?
Could I ask something?
Of course.
Representative Morales, there'd be no reason for you to remember me, but I first met you when I was in the government class with Josh Opendahl. A long time ago.
Okay.
But now I'm the county clerk, and I do elections. And the only reason, everybody's asking for money, so I thought, well, every time that we do something different for elections, it ends up costing the county money. Whether it's longer hours for the polling places being open, we still have to pay those $15 an hour to all of our election workers. And more days or longer hours, or changes in forms, or changes in signage, or whatever. If the legislature would take into consideration what it costs the county, that would be my complaint, if anything.
I'd like to have your contact information. I served on elections committee last legislative cycle, and to see the number of bills that were coming up, nobody spoke, or very rarely did we have people speaking about what you've noted. And so I think it's important to have that sort of testimony in the committees so that we can factor that also as part of the assessment. Everybody talks about these changes and what's going to happen, and, they've been hitting Harris County for a while now in the elections committee. And so, but it's important for us to be very aware of what our smaller governments are going through when we pass legislation.
And so many times, many of our election workers are older generation people. So, putting them up there to work for 14 hours a day for 12 days, it's hard. So we have to try to do shift work so that people don't get burnt out or have an accident or something like this. So if the money was there, we would sure appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Yes, happy to work with you.
I'll just add one little thing. We did away with our processing center, so we don't have a processing center. Now the county is going to take over those duties. We have a couple of items on here. It's OLS money. I know that sometimes you sort of push and shove, a tug of war type deal when it comes to OLS money. But, we're gonna need it. And with what we're being asked to do, if you'll, Sheriff, I'm sure will reach out to you. But, I think 4.3, 4.4 is what we're, OLS, right now, we're about 4.4, 4.3, what we've been asking for.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if there's anything that you can do to help us, and I know that Sheriff's been talking to the governor, and to the governor's office, and it looks like they're taking care of it. But if it comes across your plate, comes across your table, we would appreciate your vote and your help.
So first I'd like to, yes, sir, is the answer. And as you know, I've been one of the few members of my party that have actually joint authored the Operation Lone Star legislation. And so you were probably one of the first persons I remember back in 2020 that was mentioning to me the exorbitant costs that you were going through, as well as the sheriff. Now, the sheriff also has been invaluable in being able to stay in touch with our office, stay in touch with me, and when we need him, and when we need him to testify, he will jump and he will be up there. And it's important for them to hear from border sheriffs. What I'm trying to do is try to get a coalition of border sheriffs again, as we did back on, I think it was Operation Linebacker back then when, the sheriffs were strong and they were super strong on the border and they were getting a lot of funding. Now it's kind of shifted to where DPS gets it, and we're seeing that disconnect. And I think we need to bring it back to the local level because nobody knows.
Especially with the amount of counties that the sheriff and everybody's going to be taking care of, it's going to affect us. So it'll affect our county. So again, if it comes across your plate or anything that you can help us with there, we greatly appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I know there was additional monies for the border that were allocated. I'll have Hayden, my chief of staff, reach out to the sheriff and his team to see about this 4.3 and what we can do.
If you don't mind. And again, I'm sure that they're taking care of it, but if it comes across your table, we greatly appreciate your support.
It doesn't hurt, and we worked well with the governor's office, even though, again, we're in opposite parties.
And
this legislative
there's
session.
nothing wrong with trying to do the right thing. It doesn't matter whether it's Republican, Democrat.
Correct. At the end of the day, and I'm glad that he was able to see it that way and see that our office is willing to do
And
it.
he's helped us. When we first got started with this, if they would have continued, I think he came down June, July that one year to the Civic Center, the governor did, and if he hadn't have done that and started this process, Valverde County had been a heck of a shape.
Yes, sir.
But either way, thank you so much. Do you have anything else for a representative?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Romero.
Thank you again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you again.
Have a great
For your
day.
patience. Thank you.
See y'all later. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Good luck. We good? All right. City, nothing. Item 14, no action needed on item 11. Item 14, discussion of possible action.
Motion to approve, Senate Judge.
Okay.
Judge, I want to thank Ms. Jean Slover for the donation that, item number 15, is that?
Okay, I'm on 14.
Oh, 14, I'm sorry.
But you can thank her. I'm all over the place anyways. There was an invoice presented. It should have been sent to your office. You didn't get it. It was an invoice for the $3,000. And bottom line is, I wanted them to make sure that the court knew that it was presented. It was an invoice for $3,000 from CASA, to be paid next month. It'll go through the budget process, through the PO process. Through the PO process.
I will second that, Judge.
Okay, there you go.
So this is in addition to the 15 and the 20,000?
It's part of the 36,000 that was allotted for next fiscal year. So it'll be paid out of next fiscal year.
How can we do that? Why are we doing that?
Okay, so do you want me to do anything?
Table or
It
what?
was paid out this year, right?
Out of what?
Services were rendered this year, yes?
Well, the thing is though that we did not. We set aside 20 and then we set aside 15 for fiscal year 24, 25. We did not set another $3,000 for within this year. So that would need to be paid out of next fiscal year, out of the 36,000 that we were gonna pay out of attorney's others. That makes sense? So if you don't wanna take any action till next month, we can. But if you pay them that 3,000, that's gonna be above the 20 that was set aside and the 15 that the court did not approve. That 3 is to come out of fiscal year 25, 26.
Okay. The total amount is 36 for next year?
Yes,
Is
sir.
that what we're looking at?
Yes, sir.
And it was 35 this year?
Yes, sir. And that would come out of,
Even though services were rendered this year?
the services that were rendered this year, were part of the 20 and part of the 15, not plus 3,000. Now you're gonna,
Yeah, because it's dated.
yeah. So I can get another one redated with, starting,
There we go.
you're
We can
good?
fix it.
Well, she was told that it had to be backdated 15 days so that it would be presented, and then she could
I
be
sent her
paid
an
in
email, and
October.
that's what he's getting. I sent her an email that if she would give me something before the end of the month, that way, she could get paid during the month versus a month behind. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay. I sent her an email. Okay, you get it?
We'll reach out and get it done.
Okay. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, as long as they get paid.
What is
You
the
tell
motion?
me Monday?
What is the motion?
There is nothing yet right now.
Oh, okay.
We had something and then, Matt shot me down and I crashed and burned, so.
Okay, I'm confused.
Yeah. I'm not confused. I'm just watching him to see what he's gonna throw at me. All right, what is it that you want me to do? We need to make sure that they get paid next month, and I need to make sure that, that the court understands that they've already turned in an invoice. We bring it back, you just want me to write a PO on it, out of the 36? You tell me.
That'll work right there. What you just said.
That'll work. Are y'all okay with that?
You make the motion.
Yes, ma'am.
There's no motion needed.
Okay.
There will be no motion needed because I'll get a PO for out of the 36 in order for them to get paid next month, and this will be just part of bills to be paid. Thank you, Matt. No action needed. Discussion and possible action on authorizing the branch library to accept a monetary donation of $200.
I'll make a motion to approve, Judge, and I want to thank Judge Ms. Slover for taking the time to visit the entire, branch library. She loved it. She's passing on the word to a lot more people. This was, last week, and she'll be giving us another donation. I'll bring it back to the court here, a few months down the road. But real interesting that she really enjoyed that branch library.
I'll second the motion, Judge.
Part of the motion, Commissioner Vasquez made a motion, Commissioner Flores second. The $200, where's that going to be put at?
What do you want to pay?
Well, he needs to be able to use it for the library.
Right, for the library, Judge,
Okay, you want the branch library?
for the branch library.
Okay. All right. That'd be part of your motion.
That'll be part of my motion,
Commissioner
Judge.
Flores, accept it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion carries. Commissioner Flores, do you mind reading the next one?
No, I'm doing my reading, Judge. Oh, my gosh. No, I got you. No. Number 16, discussion and possible action on allowing the Veterans Affairs to host an invitation-only event on October 6, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. This would provide an opportunity for them to share more about their services, mission, and vision with interested parties.
I'll make a motion to approve, Commissioner Flores. And just want to send out we'll be sending out an invitation to a lot of the elected officials and so on. It's an invitation only. There's going to be food and provided for everybody, and I think it'd be great for everybody that wants to visit on that date at the 315 East Point, Tony Foss Center. So hopefully we'll send out the invitations after the meeting today.
Yes, sir. I have a motion and a second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
4-0. Motion passes. Number 17, discussion possible action of
Motion to
approval.
approve, Commissioner Flores.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
4-0. Motion passes. Going too fast. Sheriff, you're up. Number 18, discussion possible action to request issuance of county credit cards.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Flores?
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. 5-0.
Item 19, discussion possible action to request the issuance of 2 county credit cards for Valverde County Sheriff's Office to be used.
Motion to approve, second.
Motion Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 20, discussion possible action authorizing Sheriff Joe Frank Martinez to accept surplus
Motion to
property.
approve.
Second.
Motion Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 21 and 22, if y'all don't mind tabling it until after executive.
Second.
The motion to table both item 21 and 22 by Commissioner Vasquez and Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion carries. All right. Item 23, discussion possible action on TxDOT inventory of county roads. This is something that we need to do every year. There was one road added.
Yeah,
There was some added, and then there were some that they had on there that were not ours.
we noticed that some of the roads that they were on the inventory were showing with now there are our roads, but they're within the city limits, so I will need permission to visit with each commission just to make sure that everything's right in place.
Okay, the roads that were, okay, you're gonna bring it back?
I was intending visiting with each commissioner and just bringing back to the certification for the yearly deal with TxDOT.
Okay.
Wants to
So
table?
you wanna bring it back?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we can table it, and then he'll go ahead
Motion
and
to
table.
table, Judge?
Second.
All right, have a motion to table, Commissioner Vasquez and Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 24, discussion possible action application for DI grant for 2 Laughlin. There's
Second.
2 Laughlin Air Force Base projects. Before we make a motion, can you wait a minute? Yes, you can. There's 2 Laughlin Air Force Base projects. One of them was a $5 million grant that we would be applying for. Seems like we're always funding somewhere between $1.5 to $2 million on the projects that we've had here lately. I think the one right now that we're gonna get reimbursed on is 1.7.
That was our reimbursement, yeah.
Yeah.
We already got that money back.
So that was the last one. I'd made a comment, a while back that I didn't want to continue to do these because they're too close to each other. The one that we're doing right now, the one that we're in the process right now of funding and then getting reimbursed on, it should be gone. We shouldn't have 2 projects at the same time going on. This project here will go through, we'll do the application if the court's okay and get approval to apply. We'll apply in October. We should know something in January. It'll need to be put out for bid. That's going to take till June or July, probably before we get back. Probably won't be awarded till September of next year. So we have a little bit of time there to get this done and get the project that we have going done. There's actually 2 grants. I don't know what the city's going, well, they approved to do the $1,900,000 and some odd $1,000 grant that they're going to do it. If the way it looks right now, they're going to go through the application process. I don't know whether, if they decide not to do it, probably end up having to bring that back. But right now, what I would like approval for is for the county to help and apply for a grant of somewhere, a ballpark right around the $5 million mark, that we will end up applying for in October. We'll know something in January, and then, if everything works out right, we'll end up funding money in order to move this grant through the process, sometime late next fiscal year. It is a lot of money that we have out, but we're not gonna have 2 grants at the same time out, so it'll be somewhere about $1.7, $2 million.
And we can afford the float?
We can afford to float that, yes, we can afford to float those funds, because they're reimbursed, and it is a little bit more than the 350 that the city is being asked for to float. But just to give you an idea, I asked Carlos to his court, if the court decides we're gonna take on a $5 million project. The court before took on over $8 million.
I have the project list, Judge, if you want.
Okay, yeah, throw it up there.
Yeah.
Total, grand total.
If you add up, everything that's been awarded in the last 12 years, you can add up to 14 million.
Okay, so out of the 14 million that's been awarded, $4,280,000 was under the leadership of, Judge Valdez.
Yes, correct. That was the first one.
And then, so the other 10 million and something have been under this court. So, I think it's pretty amazing. And so if the court, agrees to do apply for another 5 million, and it'll be part of, the first grant that we got for the controls and everything for
Yes, sir.
the lighting. We actually did all the controls, but we didn't do the lighting. We did the controls. So this one would be for the actual lights itself. That, pretty sad that sometimes they have to go on eBay to go look for stuff. But, either way, I will need, if the court allows us to apply, I will need a motion to apply for a DI grant in the amount of 5 million, which we will be to use Commissioner Garcia's, what he just said, we will be floating, $5 million, grant. If y'all are okay with it, I would entertain a
I'll make a
motion.
motion to approve, Judge.
Okay. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Flores. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, Melissa, here we go. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Discussion possible action to approve 5-year postage meter lease agreement with Pitney Bowes.
Motion to approve, Judge, is presented.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. Any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 26, discussion possible action to approve a Wi-Fi
Motion to
hotspot
approve,
provider.
Judge, item number 26 is presented.
I have Commissioner Vasquez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 27, discussion possible action to approve a new extension
Motion
to
to
our
approve,
special.
Judge.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 28, discussion possible action to ratify.
Motion
An
to
amendment.
approve, Judge, item number A, or y'all want to do them both at
We
once?
can do both at the same
Both,
time?
item A and, item B, Judge.
Thank you, Commissioner. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Discussion. Item 29, discussion possible action. to authorize
Motion to
person-
approve, Judge, is presented, A, B, and C.
A motion, Commissioner
I will
Flores.
second that.
Second, Commissioner Vasquez. Any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 30, discussion possible action to approve the purchase of a John Deere.
Motion to approve, Judge.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 31, discussion possible action to rescind Court Order 25-412 for the delivery and installation of fire pump houses.
Motion to approve, Judge.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 32, discussion possible action to award.
Motion to turn it down, Judge.
Sir?
I'm gonna make a motion to turn this bid down.
Okay.
I will second that.
I have a motion, Commissioner Wardlaw, to reject. I have a second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 33, discussion possible action to select the highest scored RFQ received for a real estate appraiser at the recommendation,
Motion to approve, Judge.
and that would be recommendation of Mr. McVie,
James McVie.
James McVie. Is that your motion, sir?
Yes, sir, for Mr. James McVie.
Uh-huh. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez.
I'm gonna abstain from voting, Judge.
I have a second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Garcia. Yes, sir, Commissioner Garcia.
So, are we gonna ask him to appraise the fee simple interest? Or are we gonna ask him to appraise for an easement over this project?
It's the easement,
Okay.
isn't it?
You what?
Isn't it the easement over the
The
property?
easement. Mhm. We can, right now it'd be the easement, well, let's see. It would be the easement on the property that we're looking at, is that?
Yeah, because
And then, we can go out for bid again. Or can we use this same one because he scored higher to do the appraisal on the, I guess you're asking about the fire station?
No, on this one property, we're gonna ask him to appraise, the fee simple interest where the county is gonna purchase the property, or we're gonna ask him to appraise an easement through this property, because it's two different assignments.
To purchase.
Okay, then it's the fee simple interest.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm glad that you're bringing that up, because I had no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Oh,
But it's all good.
okay.
Now I do.
Okay.
He appraises stuff, so just to throw that out there. So it's all good. Everybody, brings a piece to the table here. You okay with that?
Okay, yes.
Because it has to be in the scope of work that we present him, that he knows what he's appraising. Because it's two separate assignments and it's gonna have two very, very different values.
Okay. So are you good?
I'm good if I'm,
See?
yeah, see.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you brought it up. Now we're going down the right road.
Mhm.
Did you get all that?
I did.
Okay. I'm glad. I'll have to go back and look at it. Okay. I had, motion, Commissioner Vasquez. Commissioner Garcia, you keep your second?
Keep it.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
Anybody against? So it's 4-0-1. Okay. Thank you, Commissioner Garcia. Item 34, discussion possible action for approval to declare the following.
Second.
Motion, Commissioner Vasquez. Second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Heck, I was answering the question you didn't even ask. Huh? Just a wealth of information that didn't matter. See what she does. You ready?
Number 35?
Huh?
We have one more.
I'm gonna go to 35. I was just watching him. to see if
Okay,
you were gonna
no,
catch
I'm
it.
just thinking,
You were
thinking
thinking
maybe
out
I
loud.
didn't miss anything.
Item 35, discussion possible action regarding the contract for the canal at Lawson Road. Do you want to talk about this in executive and then we come back, or you just want to visit?
We can talk about the executive judge just to inform everybody.
Motion to table, bring it back after executive session.
Okay, I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries. All right. Item 36, discussion possible action to approve the workers' compensation program renewal questionnaire and authorize county judge to sign.
Motion to approve, Judge.
Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 37, discussion possible action on approval of renewal of the interlocal agreement effective 10/28/2025 through 10/28/2026.
Motion to
Joint
approve, Judge.
participation. Okay. And this money is already in our budget.
It's budgeted.
Second, that, Judge.
Have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 38, discuss some possible action on approving the
Judge, presented.
Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Flores. Any questions? They all comply. We're good. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 39, approving monthly reports from elected officials.
Move.
And motion, Commissioner Flores. Second, Commissioner Vasquez. Any questions, any concerns? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 6-0. Matt voted yes. Did you vote yes?
I did. Just a
Motion carries 5-0.
The fifth veto.
Item 40, approving bills for payment.
Motion to approve, presented, Judge.
Have a motion, Commissioner Flores. Second,
Second, Judge.
Commissioner Vasquez. And next meeting we'll have Casa. Maybe.
Maybe if you guys want to talk about that a little more, we could just take care of it right now, taking it out of attorney's because those services are for August. So I don't know how we would.
I don't want to end, the court approved 36,000. So
Next year.
I don't want to give her 39,000.
Well, you wouldn't. We can knock that budget down.
Okay.
If that's what you'd rather.
I
do.
because the court approved 36. Might approve more later on, but they approved 36. I'd rather.
And this is part of that 36.
Yes, sir.
You want to include it, or we're okay like that?
No, let's just go ahead and take it out. Go ahead,
I
Commissioner.
don't know if those services rendered were last year. That's just the date of the invoice, because she was told to send an invoice so
By
she
the
could get
15th.
her money in October. And she was told to leave 15 days for processing. So that's why it's dated August 15th. It's not that services were rendered in August, that's just the date of the invoice so that she can get paid in October.
Now, according to this invoice here, this one's dated in September, and it says, 33.8 hours of advocacy, August 1st to the 31st. I would just imagine that would be a days of service.
Yeah.
Unless,
I don't mind paying, because I'm sure they need the money, and I'm sure they're providing a good service. I just want to make sure that we don't get ahead of ourselves and end up paying them $39,000 when all we approved is 36.
yeah,
You figure that out.
we'll make that happen.
Okay.
If it doesn't happen, we'll pay it out of, attorney's other, this court right now, so they'll get their money. And then next year, we'll make sure they get 33 instead of 36.
You're okay with that? They're gonna end up.
As long as they get $3,000 a month,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah, and they'll just need it one month before. We're good.
Okay.
You accept?
Yes,
I have a motion, Commissioner Flores and Commissioner Vasquez. Commissioner Vasquez, you're okay with that? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Item 41, discussion possible action to approve the auditor's report.
Motion to approve.
I'll second that, Judge.
Second, Commissioner Vasquez. Any concerns, any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 42, discussion possible action on certification of revenue.
Second.
And all of those will go back to their, whatever their accounts are. Building maintenance, gov deals, inventory,
Mm-hmm.
to whatever account they
We'll hit all those capital accounts. Okay.
Had a motion, do I have a second? I had a second, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 43, discussion possible action on following budget adjustments, 19,500, precinct 4, capital outlay. Okay.
Motion to approve, Judge.
Operating purchase, zero turnover.
Second, Judge.
Have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries. Discussion possible action for funds to be rolled over, before y'all make a motion on this, we go through this, be rolled over to fiscal year 2026 for the new fire station and land acquisition, and that are in general capital expenditures. We had a general, capital expenditure of $980,000. There is, awarded bids of $332,084.52. We spent money on a water truck. Spent money on a bed installation out of that, so there's $482,194.41. That is the balance out of that $980,000 that will be needed to complete the fire station. So if that money, if possible, if the court agrees, we need to roll that money over into 2025, 2026 in order to complete the fire station.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Garcia, second Commissioner Wardlaw. Any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 45, closed session consultation pursuant to Texas Government Code A551.071, parentheses 2, attorney-client privilege, B551.071, parentheses 1, parentheses A, contemplated litigation, C 551.072, regarding the purchase, exchange, lease, and value of real property and possible action in open session thereafter, D 551.073, regarding the negotiated contract, lease, or value of real property. Possible action, open session thereafter, E 551.076, regarding security devices, security audits, and/or security personnel. If y'all don't mind, we're gonna take a little break, and then come back and y'all will clear the room so we can go into executive session. Thank y'all so much. Local agreement between Valverde County and Brooks County, Demet County, and any points y'all wanna make a motion? I'm okay with it.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, you seconded it, right? Yes. Commissioner Wardlaw, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 22, discussion possible action regarding the motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Flores. Any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 23, there was no action no need to bring it back. Item 35. Is it item 35? Yes. Item 35, discussion possible action regarding the contract for the canal at Los
Make a
Angeles.
motion that we approve, our county attorney, Mr. David Martinez, to, proceed, to terminate the contract.
I'll second.
Send a letter.
And send a letter advising,
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Wardlaw. And just for the record, the contract that we have is with, Rafter R Construction. that correct, sir?
Correct, Judge, with Raptor and Construction.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Go to,
Number 13, Judge, there was one that I think we're gonna keep tabled until tomorrow morning if necessary.
yeah, sure. Get to it. Okay, but 13 we'll just, tomorrow? That was already tabled.
Right.
Okay. All right.
And the last time I talked to Roxy, she said they would ratify the 29th, so hopefully, if they get it done tomorrow,
And,
they'll get it done.
and Ms. Garcia, I don't even understand how you take a vote, pass it, and then you gotta come back and ratify. Hell, that don't make no sense at all, but you know what, not city. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have got off on that. 46, commissioners' comments? No, two more. Commissioners' comments? None. Judges' comments? None. I will entertain a motion to recess until tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Tomorrow at 9.
Second.
Motion Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries. We will be here tomorrow at 9 o'clock to go over the discussion of possible action on regular meetings. Thank y'all. Have a great day. We're going to recess.
We're bothered with eating.
I never tried to eat them.
I had a guy one night that, snake come out and strike, but he didn't 1 minute early. I had a good story. Okay. Commissioners Court, come back into session. We recessed yesterday, and we come back into session today. I just want to make sure that we do have a quorum for the record. We have Commissioner Wardlaw, Commissioner Vasquez, Commissioner Garcia, and myself. We do have a quorum, so we'll proceed with the addendum. We have one item on it.
Judge, I would ask, that before we get to that addendum, that we can go back to executive session on 45A and or C.
Okay. Do that now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. Item 45,
Well, you know what, Judge? Maybe we wait until after the item, because there may be some folks here that are here for the addendum item only,
okay,
just out of respect for them.
Okay.
Maybe we'll just wait until after that to go into executive session.
so can I go into the addendum and then we come
Yes.
back?
I wasn't going to
Do not confuse me. All right. On the addendum, we have one item. Discussion possible action in setting the regular term meetings of Valverde County Commissioners Court for 2025 and 2026, our fiscal year, as per local government code 81.005, parentheses A. Our next meeting, if we kept the schedule that we have right now, would be on the 8th, and then we're set to have a meeting every other week, beginning the 8th of October, 2025. The meetings that were set this past year were at 9 o'clock. I don't know what the court wants to do, but if we kept the same schedule, our next meeting would be on the 8th of October at 9 o'clock, and then every other week after that at 9 o'clock, unless we call a special meeting. Are y'all okay with that?
I'll make a motion to keep the meetings the same.
Okay.
I've had feedback that
Sir?
people in precinct 3 want one meeting a month at night. But I'll let everyone else voice their opinion.
Okay, let's do this. I've got a motion, Commissioner Wardlaw. Do I have a second? And it can be for discussion until we come back. No second? Okay, motion fails. Now let's go ahead and let's make it.
Okay, I make a motion that we have one meeting in the morning, the first meeting of the month in the morning, and the second meeting of the month in the evening on Wednesdays.
Okay, so what we would do is on the 8th of October at 9 o'clock, and then in 2 weeks, we would have a meeting in the afternoon at 6 o'clock on Wednesdays. And then that schedule would be set
Throughout the year, Judge?
throughout the year,
Continuous.
throughout the fiscal year.
Yeah, sometimes we have 3 meetings a month.
Well, it would just rotate.
Every other.
It would rotate.
Okay.
Now, you'd have one meeting on Wednesday at 9, the next meeting would be on Wednesday in 2 weeks at 6, and then the next meeting on Wednesday at 9, and it just rotate.
Okay. That's all. I'll make that motion.
Okay. I have a motion.
I have a second, Judge.
Okay, we have a motion, Commissioner Garcia, Second, Commissioner Vasquez. I will make one comment that we tried that 2 years ago, and we had the same amount of people in here that we do now in the morning. And my concern would be with staff. How are we going to compensate staff for this, for these extra hours that they're working? Would that be part of, I mean, we'd have to compensate staff.
You have to, Judge.
Yeah.
We don't know what it costs.
And again, we tried this, we tried this 1 year and we didn't have a lot more people come in than we did on regular meetings. So would you compensate staff, if necessary?
How much staff is
Whoever
not
shows up,
exempt?
whoever shows up.
Ms. Barrera,
Judge, the majority of staff were exempt.
But I can tell you, like, Nancy just walked in, and sometimes she's here. Ms. Chapoy sometimes, I think a couple of meetings that you said.
Sorry. Yeah.
No,
but
I'm
you're-
saying, but when you
you're
send somebody, especially during elections.
Yes, sir.
We have to pay, you know, they would be compensated, you know, stuff like that. The people that are usually here, the ones that are here today are exempt employees, those would not be.
I understand. So we would either give them comp time or pay.
Okay. So.
What is that, Mr. Mayor?
Do what?
It would be much easier if it was comp time as opposed to pay, because we're about to roll into a bad situation with this new FSLA overtime rules.
Okay.
So,
All right. So it'd be comp time.
okay.
You're okay with that?
Yeah.
I'm asking. Okay. All right.
Does it start at 5?
We have,
Is that a part of the motion now?
that, he made the motion, and we'll add that right now.
I'll add that part.
Second?
Second.
Okay. We have a motion, Commissioner Garcia, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Aye. It's 2-2, now what? The reason is it's not gonna pass like that, and we don't have a third vote.
Yeah, I mean, it failed, so
If it-
keep
yeah.
the discussion
If
going.
it, okay.
Is there another motion to be made?
It wouldn't, by default, just continue the way it is, David?
If we didn't take any action today,
It would continue.
it continues as it was
And so-
the last time.
So we're hung,
We tried, but it failed, so it just continues.
That's,
And
that's.
I just
what it
wanna make
appears-
sure that we're okay with that.
That's what it appears where we would be, because, obviously statutorily, we're required
To have
to
this.
have this meeting.
But if we can't agree to this, or agree on something that's actually, there's a quorum that passes,
Right,
then it would go back to the way it was.
then it stays as it was.
It's a draw.
And you're okay with that?
I don't think we have a choice.
Okay.
Until there's a vote, another vote, or until the next?
Well, the thing is though, that we have to take the vote.
The vote has to be taken at this
At
meeting,
this
the
meeting.
decision has to be made at this meeting. So basically, what we have is a non-decision, which means we revert back to where we were.
Okay. All right. That's a lot, right? The good thing is though, that if this is the only thing we can't agree on, we've done pretty good. So, we had a motion, no second. We had another motion to go, to alternate, one day, in the morning, one day in the afternoon. That one failed. So at this point, no action can be taken. We've had 2 motions. And, do y'all want to have any other discussion? Or y'all okay moving on?
I'm okay moving on, Judge. It is what it is.
I can take that. I can ask that, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm good. We tried both ways.
Okay.
If the court wants, my office can continue to do some research to see if there can be another vote taken, but
Well,
my understanding is
the way,
we're required to do
the
it.
way
anyway.
we, yeah, and you read it, I read it, then I asked you, and
Right.
we've done everything that we need to do, right? Okay, we're good. We're not gonna adjourn, we're gonna go into executive session. Number 45, closed session consultation pursuant to Texas Government Code, A, 551.071, parentheses 2, attorney-client privilege, and B, 551.071, parentheses 1, parentheses A, contemplated litigation. C 551.072 regarding the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property in open session. Possible action in open session thereafter. Is that enough to cover what we did? Okay, thank you. Y'all don't mind, we're gonna go into executive session, if y'all will give us the room, please. I can shut up, right? Don't say nothing, lights on. I'm sorry. We're gonna go to item 48. I've been instructed to go to item 48. Item 48, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Thank y'all so much. Have a wonderful day. Thank y'all.